Hello everyone, and thank you for watching Fayetteville Public Utilities Channel 6. I'm Sarah McYoung, and in our studio today we have two guests with us. We have Miss Lorrie Schatz and Miss Laura Monks. They are both with the Tennessee College of Applied Technology, and we are excited to have them here in the studio today to talk a little bit about, we're going to call it TCAT for short, that makes it a lot easier.
That's what we do.
To talk about TCAT and tell you about some great programs that are available there and this awesome opportunity that's come to our community we're really excited about. But before we get started talking about TCAT, I would love for you, Lorrie and Laura, to introduce yourselves and tell folks at home a little bit about what you do.
Okay, well, I am Lorrie Schatz, and I am the new campus coordinator for the satellite campus for TCAT Shelbyville that we're opening here in Fayetteville. And I previously was at the high school working with students as their college advisor, so it was kind of a natural progression to come do this. I was really excited about the opportunity and had worked with Laura and the school in what I did before and was a real believer in it.
Absolutely. And Laura Monks?
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, I am the president at the Tennessee College of Applied Technology in Shelbyville, and we service 6 counties in the southern Middle Tennessee area, with Lincoln County being one of those. Of course, our main campus is in Shelbyville. We've been there since 1964. We were the first area vocational school that opened up in the state of Tennessee back in 1964. So we've got a long history in this area of serving the communities and industry and providing the training that they need. Prior to coming to the Tennessee College of Applied Technology, TCAT, I was with Motlow for 22 years and spent 6 years here as the campus director of the Motlow College site, and had an opportunity to go to TCAT. I've been there now 4 years and love what I do. And then when Dr. Heath came and asked me about the possibility of us having a more permanent presence here in Lincoln County, I jumped all over it.
Absolutely.
It's an exciting project.
So we kind of talked about this a little bit when we talked about the technical, but let's tell folks at home what programs are offered through TCAT. And we'll talk about Shelbyville, but there are other locations throughout the state, but the satellite campus falls under the umbrella, as I would call it, of Shelbyville. Mm-hmm. But let's talk about what programs are available there, and then I'll let Lorrie talk about what programs are available here.
Awesome. There are 27 main campus branches of TCATs across the state, and just like community colleges, there's 13 of those. They're all strategically placed to be within an hour's drive of a student who's needing training or an industry that's needing training. And we all offer somewhat similar programs, but sometimes it's different programs depending on the needs of the industry in that particular area. So like we have a welding program, but we don't teach pipe fitting, where a welding program that you might find up in East Tennessee does, because they have a need there. So right now we currently offer 11 different training programs, and we've got our eyes on several others that we're going to be adding in the next year or two because of industry changes and new industry that are coming in. But right now I'm going to kind of go around the campus in my head. Information technology and infrastructure management, which has a cybersecurity focus. Computer-aided design technology, which has an architectural and a mechanical focus. Industrial electricity, heating, ventilation, air conditioning, and refrigeration. Machine tool technology, automotive tech, welding, industrial maintenance automation, which is our largest program. We've got about 170 students in that program right now. Nursing, which is an LPN, licensed practical nurse program. Administrative office technology, and truck driving.
All right, so that's a wide variety of programs, and it's these are great programs. These are a great way for folks to go out after finishing these certificates in these programs. They've got a pretty high placement for a job, correct?
Yeah. They do. The TCATs as a whole have a completion rate of about 80 to 81%. So that means a student who is starting one of our programs, 81% of those are graduating. And then a placement rate as high as 90% in most of our programs. So that's just like a student who's graduating or is getting placed 90% of the time in a position that's and the training that they're getting in the program that's specifically designed for that. So it's exciting because I get to see students directly go to work. So we're hoping and feel very certain that we'll have the same success here in Lincoln County with several of the programs that we're going to be offering here.
And to give you a comparison, a lot of the four-year universities' completion rate is not even close to that. It's like 50%, 40%, that kind of thing. So
yeah.
And it's exciting.
It is.
Yeah. And now for TCAT Shelbyville, we have two programs that have licensure. So that's our licensed practical nurse program and our truck driving. And right now we have 100% license. So they're passing their state license test. So that just speaks to the quality of instruction that they're getting at our campus.
That's great. So let's talk about the satellite campus because it's very exciting.
It is.
This is something that is really new, but we feel like it's going to take off and you're excited about it. But let's tell folks about some of the programs that are being offered so far.
Okay, so right now we are offering some dual enrollment programs for the high school students. So we have at our building the information technology and infrastructure management with the cybersecurity focus, so the students refer to that as the cybersecurity classes. We are also offering the prerequisite classes for the nursing program. So those are already up and running and going really well. We have machine tool technology at the high school as a dual enrollment class as well. And then, of course, we have the industrial maintenance program at the Motlow campus currently.
All right, so let's talk about the cybersecurity because that's something that I continue to hear more and more about. I hear more students talking about that and wanting to do that. But for folks at home, they may not understand what that is, and so they don't maybe grasp that, but maybe somebody at home thinks, oh, that would be cool. I might like to try to do that, and I could go get a certificate in that as well.
It is cool, and of course, cybersecurity affects everybody, every company, every individual, because so much of our society has gone to paperless and everything is out there in cyberspace and virtual, and they have so much of our information, and it makes us vulnerable, and even in the government or in private corporations. So there's a great need for people to be able to protect that information, but there's also the element of even just building the computers and making those work the right way, because that also protects us in a lot of different ways. So there's a lot of things to it, whether you're interested in the hardware or the software or just how everything works. All of that is a part of that program. So it's a really, really cool program, and we have people in it that maybe that's what they want to do for their career, but then sometimes maybe they're just exploring it because maybe they want to be an engineer, but they want to know this element of it, and plus it makes them more marketable if they do. So
it's a great program.
It is, and it's a growing field. It's not going anywhere. The need is continually increasing.
And we talked about the licensed practical nurse. We talked about the dual enrollment, but now are there opportunities out there for classes for adults right now if they're thinking about they'd like to come back to school?
There will be. Yes, definitely. We're working on all of those for the fall, and definitely for the cybersecurity, the information technology infrastructure management program. Definitely for that. We're looking at some other programs. We're looking at farming operations technology, which will be all about everything from the soil to the machining on a farm, and we're exploring some other opportunities. So stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. And that brings up a great thing. You know, if folks these programs fill up fast. If folks at home don't realize that, they do fill up fast. And so if there are things that you hear about on this show that you might be interested in, how do they go on and get on the waiting list? And how do they go on and get enrolled and be ready to go when these classes become available?
So they'll do the application online at tcatshelbyville.edu. They can go on there and fill out an application, and then when they do that application, they create an account, and they will indicate which campus they would like to attend.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right.
You know, usually our ratio is about 20 students per instructor. And so, like you said, you know, our classes fill up. So if you apply, you may not immediately get a seat, but you'll be placed on a waiting list, and we will send you emails periodically to let you know where you are, you know, if you're on, you know, waiting on a seat, of course you can call. Lorrie is available. We've got a phone number that they can call there or come in and check on their status.
Gotcha. So let's talk a little bit about, we've talked about the programs and we've talked about the certificates that they can obtain, and we talked about how they could get enrolled, but something else is you kind of touched on the industrial maintenance program, but let's talk about that. And that seems to have a huge take rate right now and folks wanting to do that. So talk about what types of jobs are available with industrial maintenance, Laura. What kind of skills are they taught in the program?
Sure. Our industrial maintenance automation program is a 20-month program. So the student will go 5 trimesters, and they learn basic electricity, hydraulics, pneumatics. They learn how to program through the programmable logical controls, PLCs for short, and then they finally the last thing they learn is robotics. And right now, from what I've heard you talk with different industry folks and contacts in our area, there's probably not an industry one that doesn't have all of those needs inside of it. So our students that are graduating from our industrial maintenance automation program here in Lincoln County go to work as maintenance techs at Copperweld, Frito-Lay, Nissan. I talked with our instructor this week. Several of them now have interviews at the Toyota Mazda plant. We're talking, $25, $28 an hour, and that's a great selling point for our students in many of our programs, because we say for 20 months you can come out making a very good living wage here close to home. And so they say come in as an 18-year-old, they come out maybe as a 20-year-old, and they're able to buy a car, buy their first house. And these are all skills that our industry in our area have a huge demand for. As we know, we have a great industrial development recruiter here who is bringing in new industry to our area, and they need these technicians, multi-craft technicians to be able to fill these positions. So they don't come in and just know how to do electricity or just know how to program a robot. They know how to do several different skills.
So that's a great opportunity for folks as well. Let's talk a little bit, we talked about when students could apply and when classes could begin, but is there a potential for a potential student to visit a campus or visit a program and kind of audit the class, as I call it, to see if that's really something that they want to do?
There is. The best way to do it is go out on our website. There is a link out there to schedule a tour. We have a recruiter at our main campus, Ms. Bree Lemmings, who they'll meet with, and they can tour all the programs, or they can just tour 1 or 2 of them. They can stay as long as they want that day. They can visit with our faculty member, our students, just kind of sit in and see what we do. Come see the equipment. Many of our programs have well over $1 million worth of equipment sitting in a lab, and it's very interesting, and it has a lot of technology involved with it. So that would be like for the Shelbyville campus, or they want to go to one of our other campuses. But I'm sure Lorrie would love for them to contact her if they want to come down.
Absolutely, they can come by and see me anytime. We're continually building our equipment base and getting all set up since we're just brand new. But I'd love for anybody to come in and see our facility and talk about what we're going to have there.
As we talk about your facility, let's tell folks maybe they don't realize where your facility
It's true.
is.
We haven't told them that.
And so let's talk about that. And also we told them that they could call you as well, and we haven't given them the phone number. So let's talk about where your facility is. We know that we've got the one part out at Motlow in the Sunquist Center. That's the industrial maintenance program. But let's talk about where your programs are, because it's very centrally located.
It is very convenient. We are at the former 9th grade academy, which is now Lincoln Central Academy. And we are on the north side of that. So we have our own entrance on that side on Union Street. You park in the back and you come in, and so we have that whole side of the building. So I'd be glad for anybody to come over there and see us. And then if you would like to call us, our number is, of course, 931-433-2235.
Oh, that's an easy number for us to remember, too.
So
2235.
that's it.
And so it's not hard for folks to remember that. But let's talk about something else that maybe folks at home don't realize. Maybe they have a student that's in high school, or maybe it's somebody that's looking to go back to school. There's scholarships and funds for folks.
Absolutely.
For technical schools. And I think maybe that's a great opportunity that they don't know about, or maybe they just aren't aware of. So let's talk about some of the ways that folks can get that money.
So they would, if they're a student at high school and they're graduating, they can use their Tennessee Promise to get the money to pay for any TCAT. If they are an adult who's going back to school, they can also use the Tennessee Reconnect, which is same thing as Tennessee Promise, but for adults. They fill out their FAFSA. That is the free application for federal student aid, which I've talked about on here before when I was a college advisor. They can get money that way. And then we have the Wilder-Nafee Technical Skills Grant for students specifically at technical colleges that they can also get funds for.
And we have two other great partners, which is Tennessee Opportunity Programs.
Yes.
TOPS. So if a student, either they're coming out of high school or an adult student, if they've ever worked in any type of agriculture, they have funding to help them with gas and tools. It's not a lot of money, but gas can sometimes get expensive. And then our partners with the Workforce Investment Opportunity Act, the WIOA, they have funding as well that can help support with tools and gas, even childcare.
Wow.
In some cases can help fix their car if it breaks down on them while they're in school. So there's lots of programs. You just need to come and sit down with Lorrie or one of our financial aid specialists and just kind of learn everything that you need to do, because of course there is a process and there's some paperwork.
Different requirements for different
Right.
types of funding.
But there is money out there, and it is
Definitely.
available, and you want folks to know about that as well, because maybe you're at home and you're thinking, I want to do something different, or this sounds really interesting, and how hard would it be for me to go back and become a licensed practical nurse, and can I take that on to another, what if I wanted to take that on and get an RN, and if I wanted to do some other things? And so there's actually opportunity for that, and these great folks want to help you.
Yeah.
And it's never too late. I mean, I always tell people, if you do a 20-month program, where are you going to be in 20 months? In the same place? Or maybe you have a whole new career.
Yeah.
So,
And even if you've been in college, maybe you've got your bachelor's degree or maybe an associate's degree, and you just want to upskill or you want to change careers, it's a great time to come back and get those additional skills. Plus, if maybe you have gone through a TCAT or you're presently in a TCAT program or considering a TCAT program, we have articulation agreements with Motlow State and with Chattanooga State. So students can take the hours that they've earned in several of the programs that we have and then transfer them on to get an associate's degree.
So it's a great way for folks, I love that, Lorrie. Where are you going to be in 20 months?
yeah.
And somebody may be sitting at home thinking, I wonder what I'm going to be when I grow up. Well, okay, here we go. Here's some great opportunities that are right here in our own community, in our own neighborhood, and we've got fabulous folks that want to help you, and they want you to grow. Let's talk about something else. We kind of hit on this. There's a great placement rate after these programs, but is there an opportunity for internships and things like that? Well, hands-on learning for folks as they're in the programs.
Several of our programs do offer this opportunity. It's usually in the last trimester. So I went through the 11 programs, so some of them are 12 months in length, some of them are 16 months in length, and their longest ones are 20 months in length. Of course, truck driving is only 7.5 weeks, which is our shortest. But as your student is getting towards the end of that program, because of the great partnerships that we have with our industry partners, our faculty member will reach out to them and say, hey, I've got a student who I've taught them all that I can really teach them. They really need to get out into the workplace and learn those additional skills. So they can go into what we call a co-op, cooperative education agreement, internship. Sometimes those are paid, sometimes those are not paid, but it's a great opportunity for the student to get out and get that real world experience and that employer too to kind of see it if this is a good fit, so they get first opportunity, first dibs at hiring that great applicant.
And that's another thing I might mention. We have an advisory committee, which is made up of a lot of our industry folks here. So we're talking to them about what they want and trying to provide that.
And so that's a great opportunity for folks at home, and we want them to get involved. Let's go over again with folks and talk to them about when they can come see you at the campus here, the satellite campus, and remind them where they are, where you are, and where you're located, and if they've got questions.
Okay, so come see me anytime. Give us a call to make sure we're there at 433-2235. And we'll show you around, be glad to talk to you about what you're thinking about and help you with anything we can. And we're located at Lincoln Central Academy, right there on the main highway, just next to the Rehabilitation Center, the Patrick. So come see us anytime.
Absolutely. And Laura, let's remind folks, if they see something that they're interested in here and they want to go on and apply, how they can apply.
Sure. Go out to our website, which is TCAT, T is in Tom, C is in Cat, A is in Apple, T is in Tom, Shelbyville.edu, and go under, there's a link there that says Apply Now, and so that's the first step to your new or future career.
All right. Well, we appreciate you ladies coming in today to Fayetteville Public Utilities to talk a little bit about the Tennessee College of Applied Technology. TCAT is much easier. Of Shelbyville. We've had Laura Monks and Lorrie Schatz in the studio today, and we thank you for what you do for our community, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Great. Absolutely. And thank you, our viewers, for watching FPU's Channel 6, and we'll see you back in here next time.